Good afternoon, everybody, and what a spectacular afternoon it is here at Djuma. The sun is out, there's not a cloud in the sky, and we have a beautiful lilac-breasted roller to start the sunset safari with. Very much in the sun. It's really rather potent this afternoon. It's burning the skin a little bit, but we're not complaining, but it's probably going to cool off quite a little bit later. But my name is Ben. On camera, I've got G with me. We are out in Wendy. Not a great deal of plans for this afternoon. There were some elephants apparently seen at Gary Dam, close to our camp, about half an hour ago, so we're going to go and have a look for them. But in the meantime, we've been distracted by this beautiful lilac-breasted roller. Well, we're upping the cuteness scale. Look at this little guy. Got a Smith's bush squirrel who's thoroughly enjoying the last rays of sunlight on this beautiful leadwood tree. We're actually on a road called Leadwood on account of this old dead leadwood which stands rather imperiously at the entrance. I'd like to know how long this has been standing here, but looking at the thickness of the trunk, this is probably a few hundred years old, or was. But look at that little cutie. So we're seeing this sort of behaviour more and more. The squirrels know it's going to cool off a little bit this evening, so they're just enjoying those last rays of light warming up, and then they will probably be sleeping inside this tree if they're enjoying this tree. There's lots of little natural cavities here, and I'm sure that they will overnight inside here, and this is probably one of their regular homes.
And welcome back here to Djuma. As you can see, we have found a pride of lions. So of course it's Africa's largest cat, and there is quite a few of them here. And this pride is known as the Mbali pride. Well, we got one young male. It's just passing us now. Beautiful sunlight on him. Look at that. Isn't he gorgeous? So he is now ahead of the rest of the pride. The rest of the pride is now just resting on here, but they're moving and resting, moving and resting. But there's so much interaction between the lot at the moment, which is fantastic. You're going to see this one female coming now. You're going to see a lot of head rubbing, neck rubbing, and it's just all just to make sure that the bond between all these individuals are nice and strong. Wow, this is such a beautiful pride. And I was telling Owen now, this big female in this pride is one of the biggest females I've seen so far with most of the prides that we have. She is but gorgeous. Not the one that's walking now. Well, she is also gorgeous. They all are. Oh, watch she's coming right towards us. Almost like a leopard's tail. It's got that little kind of scorpion look to it. Funny to see a lion actually walking like that. You'd hardly ever see a lion walking with a tail. She's coming towards you. And then, of course, and just behind her is the big female that will be approaching this one. Beautiful. Oh, this is just stunning. Oh, look at that. Look at that, guys. Isn't it? Just the interaction between these members are amazing. And the rest of them are all just lying down, and of course still in a bit of a huddle there.
We found two old men at the pub once again, having a good old chat and a good old drink. I often wonder if this is very much part of the bull's schedule, to purposely meet up with other bulls at water points. They are social animals. They come from a herd life. And although they're kicked out and they go nomadic, they still have that sort of intrinsic desire for social interactions. I don't think they just go nomadic and never want to interact with another elephant again other than a female in estrus. And then these bulls will probably go their own way. But they're hanging out. They're chatting. What's up? What's been happening? Elephants will show dominance differently at different stages in their life. When they're younger, they are notorious for really sort of tussling with each other. Strongest one wins. Also, with the young boys, they will sort of try to always climb on each other's backs, which is quite common throughout the animal kingdom to sort of not show dominance, maybe exert their dominance. But once they get older and the bulls leave the herd and they do become sort of nomadic bulls, meeting another bull, it's not really about showing your dominance anymore. That's when it can result in real fights. So you'll find them tussling, like these two bulls. There definitely is a level of friendship there, and I'll use that word loosely. They know each other, they're having a very nice interaction. If you really want to show your dominance to another bull when you're older and you're sort of come into must and you're an adult, if you like, then that's when real fights are going to happen. And you will see bulls. It's awful to see them fight. It can lead to fatalities. Again, that's you exerting your dominance in a really aggressive way. Whereas during play, pushing, shoving, wrapping your trunks around one another, clashing your tusks, that's more of a sort of engagement in play. But really, when you want to show that you are the dominant bull in an adult situation, it will resort in fighting.
Well, you may have joined us here with a little bit of amorous activity between some water bucks. The female in the distance there, the male there, very proud with his horns. He's been stalking after this female. He's had a couple of mounting attempts, but she seems to be fairly unthrilled by the process at the moment. You can see him there hovering. Oh. No, she just sort of nonchalantly walks off, doesn't even glance over her shoulder at him. So I don't think she's particularly interested, but he has obviously picked up something in the urine to suggest that she may be receptive at the moment. You can see the way he's following her around. Often they'll actually put their sort of chins on their rump there as if to try and smooth her over a little bit. He's going to have another go. No. She's really not very interested. But she's just giving him enough, so he's not getting bored. We are almost out of time. It's down to the last minute, so it will be the epitome of a last-minute leopard if we do get lucky around this next corner. Otherwise, that's about it. But for myself and Cedric here on Djuma, and from Lauren up in Madikwe, and a welcome back to Chris as well in Pridelands. We have to bid you adieu, I'm afraid, but we will all be out tomorrow morning from 6:30 Central African time, so I very much hope you can join us, and thank you very much for being a part of another amazing sunset safari. We'll see what the last 30 seconds has in store for us. Otherwise, have a fabulous evening doing whatever it is that you want to do, and we wish you a wonderful, wonderful night.